What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the FNG Academy. Buck here, former Green Beret, here to help you guys get selected. All right, guys, in this video, we're going to talk about quitting. I know a lot of guys are scared that they're going to quit. You don't know if you're a quitter until you get in the moment is the kind of mindset that I had before. It's like it's either in you or it's not to be a quitter, right? We all have that fear. How are we going to know? How are we going to find out when we're in the moment if we're quitters and we're going to be the ones walking away? In my personal experience, I always felt more afraid of letting the cadre down and having to quit than I was of just continuing on through whatever pain and whatever suffering they had to throw at us. I always felt like the best way to get it done was just to push through and get to the end, but I understand that's not the case for everybody. It wasn't until recently that I started paying attention to why I was able to avoid quitting and how I was able to get past it. And recently I've realized that there's more of a method to not quitting than just having heart or having it in you not to be a quitter. So I started reading this book, The Power of Now. Is it the best? It's by Eckhart Tolle. Is it the best book to read, like the most captivating book on the planet? Absolutely not. Like, it's not 12 rules for me. It's not Outwitting the Devil. Those are books that I just soak up and I enjoy every page of reading them. This is not one of those. However, the information in this book is key to understanding why people quit. So according to this book, and it makes perfect sense, is that we get so lost in the future that we get overwhelmed by the fear of the future and what we think is going to happen. And I noticed that in selection. I started putting these things together. I'm like, in selection, people almost always quit once we got back to the barracks. It wasn't in the moment when we're pushing the apparatus or getting our balls smoked off or whatever. It was always when they got back to the barracks and started getting comfortable. And I was like, man, that's interesting. Like, why do they quit at that point when it's time to chill out for a minute, recoup your feet, check out your blisters, and take care of yourself? Why would you quit at that moment? And this book describes that perfectly. And it's because we get so caught up in living in the future that the fear of the future overwhelms our mental capacity and overwhelms our anxiety and our stress levels to the point where we feel like we can't handle our perceived futures. So how do we get past that and learn to not be quitters? And can it be something that you learn to do, or are you just a quitter? I'm starting to think that a lot of people just naturally do this, but I think it can be learned. Is that they pull themselves out of the future and they focus on the right now, that very moment. And once you do that, all the anxiety of the future starts to go away and starts to dissipate, and you could focus on your pain right now. And 99% of the time, that pain that you're experiencing, or that suffering, or that moment that you're experiencing right in that exact time frame is manageable. And you can get through it, and you could do it. You could do one more push-up. You could do one more pull-up, one more bear crawl. You could take one more step. And that is what SF guys naturally do, probably without even knowing it, is that their mindset goes from out here to way in tight into here. So the only thing they're focusing on is that next step. So if you guys want to learn how to not be quitters and make sure that before you even get tested, you're not a quitter, you need to put yourself in some hard situations. Again, ultra marathons, things like that, whatever hard, a marathon, a half marathon, whatever is really difficult for you. And you need to start practicing, honing in your pain and tuning out the future, tuning out the perceived next 2 miles of the run, the perceived next 5-10 miles of the run. You have to learn to ignore that and learn to take one more step. If you do that, you'll learn how to not be a quitter, and you will get the mental capacity to push through all the special operations mindset challenges that a lot of people struggle with and a lot of people fail. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Talk to you next time.
You left me alone inside these empty, broken walls, and I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left